all you collector car fans out there. This is once again Jason, the owner and founder of Southern Bush Motorsports. It's a pretty good Tales from the Bush here, but I'll let people that are regulars on the channel just know that this is more or less going to be one of my teaching classes for future generations. So it's kind of boring because you're going to know most of this stuff anyways. But what we're looking at here is a 1970 446 pack Super B, and she's rough. She's really rough. So this is where you really got to start thinking, do you save this car or do you not save this car? So let's get into it. Now, when I found this car, when I first saw this car, I could tell that somebody had cut the floors and trunk out of it in preparation to possibly restore it, and that had happened a long time ago because the car rotted out after that even more. But here's where the line is. If this car didn't have the original numbers matching motor, I would still save it because it is a 1970 446 pack mango orange go fast car. This car had no options. I don't even think it had a radio in it. It probably did, but there's no options. No air conditioning, no defrost, no nothing. It literally was a buy it from the dealership and go to the track and race it kind of car. Now, I couldn't find the picture of the fender tag, but when I saw the fender tag, it was like 3/4 full. It wasn't even a full fender tag. There was just no option of this car. No power of this, no power of that. But this bad boy was rotted, pretty rough. Is it savable? You know what? If you're good at body work, yes. What a lot of people would probably do is, again, this might be boring for the more experienced people out there, but this is more for future generations. We got to get these future generations of car collectors. We gotta reel them in, or this hobby's gonna die, and I don't want to see that. Not in my lifetime. So there were parts of the car that were solid, and like I said, they had cut out the floor, but the frame rails were pretty darn good on the car. I'll give it that. It was a car that I found in the Deep South, and it had been in the Deep South for a long time. You can see those frame rails are pretty good on that car. Somebody with a lot of experience is the one that took the floor out because it was done in the right spots and everything was saved that needed to be saved. But it's a lot more work than most people will put through for a six-pack car, but I definitely would restore this car. Like I was going to say before, a lot of people would probably cheat, get themselves a nice solid 1970 six-cylinder or 318 Coronet and just close the doors and rebody. Totally illegal, but that's what people do. It's kind of why there's so many darn superbirds out there, because they don't. People are being honest about it. There's more superbirds out there than I've ever seen in my entire life, and they're all clones. And people are gonna get ripped off in the future, and they won't know the difference. So I'm hoping to keep on doing classes and a series of classes where I can teach future generations about how to look for hidden body stamp numbers and body numbers and stuff to match up to the fender tag and the motor and transmission, stuff like that. So people can be taught to not get burned. Now, this was a real 1970 446 pack, go fast, real mango orange car. And as you can see, the cool thing is there was a 318 70 Coronet sitting beside it, and that car was incredibly solid. That is the original numbers matching motor right there. Obviously, if you get a nice solid parts car, close the door, you save yourself a lot of time, money, and frustration by just taking the six-pack numbers off that orange mango car and putting them on a blue car like this, because it'll save you a ton of money. I mean, the quarters were perfect on it. Look at that. The sheet metal was just incredible on it. But it's illegal. Rebodying a car is illegal, and a lot of people do it. But what can you do? Look at the quarter there. Good, solid. Everything's solid. But so the big thing is here, would you save this 446 pack car the way it is? In my opinion, yes, you save it, because they only made so many 446 pack cars, and that's it. It's over. It's been over for 50 years now. So anything that's left out there needs to be saved, unless it's so incredibly far gone. But listen, I've seen car shows where Cudas were pulled out of being buried for 40 years, that were smashed and rolled, and they saved it. There wasn't much left of it, but they still saved it, and they didn't rebody the car. So when you look at these pictures of the blue car, you can see that it's got a lot of the parts. Now the cool thing about this six-pack car is that it was the block. Now the block was apart. It looked like they had taken it apart 20 years ago. You can see, like, I'm not an expert in this, but could you even save those heads? You don't really need them because there's no such thing as six-pack heads. But you know, all the key parts is the original rear end was in that six-pack car. The block was there that had been all taken apart. All the numbers were on the car. The fender tag was there. The VIN number was in place. You can't see the dash, but the dash was sitting inside the shop with a bunch of other parts. And like I said, it looked like the car had been started to begin a restoration. So quite a lot of the parts were stripped off the car and bagged and labeled, which I'll show in a little bit. But for future generations, if you find a car that is a real six-pack or Hemi car or a Yanko or whatever, you save it. There's the bumper off of that Coronet, but it was the same bumper they used on the Super Bee. And look at it, it's beautiful. You save it. You save all the parts that you can. When you're restoring a numbers car like that orange six-pack car, having a parts car is crucial. Because it even, you know, radio knobs, dash frames, wheels, you can see that that's all a lot of the parts right there that were taken off the car. Key parts. You know, any money that you can save when restoring the car, it doesn't matter if you've got money or not. Go ahead and try to find an original AM/FM radio. Yeah, even if you could find it, you're going to pay a lot of money for it, and it's unnecessary when the parts car's got a good radio in. One of the other key things I think is important when you're restoring a numbers car like this is to have a parts interchange manual. They sell them online. A lot of them have been, that was from the blue car. A lot of them have been converted over to digital, but you know, you may have a 70 446 pack Go Mango fast car, and you need seats. Well, what this parts interchange manual is going to tell you is, you know, the seats in a Cordoba were the exact same seats that would go in your car, but there's more Cordobas out there because nobody wants to restore those cars. That's just an example, probably not the truth about a Cordoba. It could be some other car, but that it helps you snag parts off of cars that nobody wants anyways, or they just got sat and rot, like a four-door car that parts could switch over. You know, it's parts interchange manual is really important if you can get a hold of one when you're restoring a car. Like you can see all these parts here. These are parts that came off that six-pack car as they were taking it apart to restore it. The other thing you need to keep in mind, again, this is for the future car collectors out there, is so let's just put yourself into this situation. Let's just say you're in this situation. You find these two cars. You got all the parts. It is a numbers matching car. Okay, we're gonna restore this car. You got to keep something in mind. If you do not have the experience to restore this car, this is not a project you want to get onto. It's a lot easier project. So you're going to need a restoration shop. Well, you're getting into 2024. A lot of these fellas that can restore these cars are retiring, and nobody's replacing them. It doesn't seem like anybody's replacing them. So it's going to be harder and harder to find a car shop that will restore this car for you. And let's just say you do find a guy that can restore the car. One, is he going to be honest? Is he going to do good work? Does it have a track record or a folder of pictures and stuff of cars he's restored before? Well, you need to find that out. Also understand, you're going to lose that car for 2 to 3 years. A lot of restoration shops have other projects going on at the same time. They're not just going to jump on your car because you're nice and you got money. Doesn't matter how much money you got, they're going to restore all these other cars. It's not about money with them all the time. It's all about customer service and repeat customers and stuff. So, you know, you're looking at this car right here. She's pretty rough. You decide to buy it. You got the money to restore it. Well, it's not just about that. It's about trying to find somebody that will restore that car for you and do a good job. So when it's all said and done, you're going to be sitting there with a 1970 446 pack Go Mango, Go Fast car. It's a pretty rare car. It's a pretty unique piece. I believe this was an automatic car, but at the end of the day, it's still a real six-pack car and it's still numbers matching. Doesn't matter if it started like this. People in this industry understand cars started rough, but they're restored now. Well, I hope this will help somebody in the future, and I really appreciate you coming by and checking in on another Tales from the Bush, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Plus, anybody that can contribute to our Patreon page sure does help keep us going. So make sure you keep on collecting, and we'll see you all again soon.